What is going on, everyone? DJ's here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay analysis. Let's cut straight to the chase. We're looking at a banger today. Old Eagle vs. Olaf matchup. This actually is part of my tournament series. This is the Amarriner Cup Round 4. Now, you might be wondering, Deej, why aren't you showing your game in the Amarriner Cup Round 4? Well, the reason is my game wasn't very great. It was shorter, and I'd rather put that in a new video about like tactics and things learned during matches rather than show that match. It'd probably last like 20 minutes. Instead, I found an even better game, same CO matchup. So, this one's a real treat. You're on for a good treat today. So this map right here in Amarriner Round 4 happens to be called And What Are We Doing Here? And what are we doing here? Well, it looks pretty stally at first glance. Looks pretty stally. Got 2 airports, two labs, so there's no HQ. So if you lose all 4 labs, you lose the game. If you lose 1 lab, you're fine. If you lose 1 lab, regain 1 lab, and lose 1 lab, you're fine. As long as you have 1 lab, doesn't matter where on the map, you're good. Another thing you might notice about this map, it's 2 base versus 1 base, but that's right, 4 comm towers on the map. So you're typically gonna have 2 comm towers apiece, making infantry walls and stalling in general a little tougher. It is a pretty stally map, not gonna lie. However, adding an extra tower does kind of counteract that. It's easier to bust through infantry walls, easier to reach those artillery, easier to get those KOs you normally otherwise wouldn't get. So that extra tower actually does come quite a bit into play, kind of breaks up the stalliness of this map. Because when I first saw this map, I thought, Eagle's gotta be good. Yeah, lightning strike, batter up a whole bunch of units, put an artillery behind this mountain, put artilleries over here, put something right there, artillery everywhere, get a bunch of copters, superpower Eagle, you win! In reality, not quite like that, because Olaf has some good play on here, Max has some good play on here. Max can one-shot enemy infantry with 2 towers, so you better watch out for Max here. Olaf, on the other hand, there's a lot of forests, so Winter Fury's gonna hurt. Winter Fury is not gonna be very fun for you. There's not that many roads other than this little areas over here and a little bit in the middle, so you're gonna feel a Winter Fury. So, Eagle, I still think is pretty strong. I think Eagle and Olaf are pretty mixed, pretty equal relatively. I think Max not the pick here personally, or Sammy for that matter. But hey, better people than me like Go7. I think he's playing as Sammy, so more power to him. Now, about this map as well. Actually, no, we're not talking about the map anymore. We got that covered. The matchup. You guys might actually recognize some of these players. We got Average Joe. So some of you might recognize Mr. Average Joe. He's actually been featured on this channel. Granted, it was a long ass time ago and it was in Fog. It was Average Joe versus Toulouse on Struggle Grinding, Rachel Mirror. Now, he doesn't only play Fog, he's strong as shit in Standard. He's a 1400 level player, 1450 level player. He is very strong. This is a higher level game. This is an expert game. This is not a nutty lower level series. These guys are strong. The Chinese player, this name doesn't translate here. I'm just going to refer to him as Olaf. He's also 1400 plus. He is strong. These are strong players. We're getting to the end of the tournament. So, strong players. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, without further ado, let's just get this match started. So starting at the bottom in the green, we have Average Joe as Eagle. At the top, as Olaf, we have Mr. Olaf, Chinese Santa. So, straightforward to the point, grab that base. You want to be pumping out infantry. If you've been watching my videos, you know by now, you're going for those extra spicy bases. Now, there is a little thing here. You can put your infantry here, or he's being a little cute. He could have put it over here, closer to this base, or closer to this base, but he's being cute. He's like, maybe I'll get this one, maybe I'll get this one. Personally, or maybe the comm tower. Don't get the comm tower. Don't get the comm tower. Get this base right here, and then maybe afterward you go for this base, or you go for the back base. A lot of people, they worry about getting this base here as green, and this base here is blue, because green can put an artillery here, blue can put an artillery here, and then you'll never get the base. So some people kind of rush that city, but I don't know, it's a little overrated, but some people freak out about that. I for one, prevented my opponent from getting that base for a while, but he eventually got it anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. But anyway, let's see where they differentiate. So it looks like Average Joe's going for the back build over here, probably through this city, and then he's going to go for these 2 airports afterward in the chain. Or you could go for this more aggressive city over here. It's take your pick. You have a double chain over here, but this one's a little more contested. Blue's going to get control of that. Green is typically going to get control of that. Same goes over here. It's pretty standard so far. Green usually gets control of that, and so blue will not be able to get that, because this, after all, is the one base side, so you have two bases over here, so green usually gets control of that. So everything's playing out just fine and dandy. Nothing strange so far, no recons, no freaky reekies, just straight up infantry. Average Joe actually forgoes a tank here. I kind of like this play. You know why? Because he's forcing the opponent to stop an infantry in order to dictate where to go. So he's doing extra big economy. He's booming, as we would say in other games. He's taking his time. He's waiting for Mr. Olaf to decide where his tank is. If I had to bet, I'm betting that tank's coming out of this base right there. If I had to bet, if I was a betting man, and it is. Sometimes you see the artillery over here as well, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just in one turn, you're locking that city. So let's see if green pounces on that city now. Going for the comm tower, probably going the mountain. Yep. So he's threatening a few. Actually gets to go for the artillery over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I don't know what he's exactly doing over here. I don't really like the artillery over there. I'd rather see the artillery over here to lock that down at this point, but I think he's just going all out on the strong side over here, if I had to guess. And if I hadn't mentioned earlier, Olaf is probably wanting to get more early engagements, do a lot more damage, get the early Winter Fury. Eagle, on the other hand, wants to build up forces, wants to get extremely strong lightning strike. We're talking 35 plus units, 40, 50, 60 bajillion units. I think the cap is 50, so not that many, but... And we're already seeing the lock. So he's probably green's going to try to cap this, blue's going to interrupt, and he's going to put his stupid little stinky infantry over there. So far, pretty standard. Nothing out of the ordinary, except for this artillery over here is a little questionable, because it came out over here and it's like, I mean, if it's going in this direction, why not just, I don't know. So we'll see what he does. Probably going to see an interrupt in the middle. Yep. And there you go. We got the city lock, so he's not getting this for this foreseeable future, but let's be honest, blue ain't getting that either, so it's not a huge deal. Just 1k in income. Actually plopping a little tanky poo on top. So if I'm green right here, I'm probably building an artillery on my weak side right now. Interesting play here, allowing this artillery to hit. I was a little puzzled by that when I saw it, but overwhelming is basically the idea. You have two tanks over here. If he shoots that with one and then the other tank can't attack because this is in the way. Well, actually, no, he can kill that and then the tank can attack that. But if you do that, I don't know. This is a very strange sequence. I wouldn't advise doing something like this, allowing the hit there. It's the concept of overloading the opponent. You want to have your opponent have too many things to shoot at, so he's like, fire. Because not every time you should fire. Sometimes you have too many enemies, you need to retreat. Even though you get a nice infantry shot off on a medium tank, a tank, whatever, sometimes it's best to keep that artillery alive to see another day, rather than get off a shot, be like, got him, and then boom, you're dead. So let's see what he does. I think he's going to fire, though, because this is pretty close to the middle base. So let's see what he does. He does fire, does kill that, goes for the cap. And I don't see, this didn't really work out for Average Joe because he couldn't overwhelm. That artillery is well defended and there's no way to really stop it. So that was a little bit of a questionable move by Average Joe, just to start off, but there's double artillery here. There's no way you're capping that. So we're seeing already a stally game, which actually favors Eagle. So if I'm Average Joe, I'm liking the way this is trending. We got 3 artillery on one side. There's nothing at all over here, so he's kind of delaying that as well. You're probably going to see a copter up there on top as blue next turn. Maybe a copter later on here. Copters are phenomenal on this map. They got rivers and sea and mountains, so copters are phenomenal. Also Eagle, Olaf, you gotta love copters. And Max too, you're just going to see copters in general on this map. Yep, you see a copter there and a tank reinforcing as well. And that infantry is going to get kaplowed. Everything is completely standard so far, except for that weird move by Average Joe. Does not quite kill the infantry over there. He has not both comm towers. Okay, if he had both comm towers, that would be the kill, but he's not. So we're already seeing a huge artillery proliferation. So he can block one of these at a time, but he can't block both. But Average Joe should be happy how things are playing out so far. Got a little too feisty over there, though. He's losing a few units. I think that was a little too aggressive. He is preventing that for a few extra turns, though, so he probably should build an anti-air if he really wants to capitalize. If he sank all that investment over there, those 2 infantry to weaken these off and delay that, you might as well be investing in an anti-air over there. to attack the copters and prevent this in the long term. We're not really seeing that so far. So far, Average Joe ahead by 1K as Eagle. That's right, Eagle should be behind in the income. However, Average Joe, he's pleased with how it's going so far. He's an eager Eagle. He's happy. So far, all quiet for the most part. All quiet. Did get the anti-air on the side. I like that as Average Joe. Got his little artillery there. He's got 2 RDs in the middle, 1 on his strong side. He's probably going to build a... Nope. He's starting the copter spam now, and he's slowly inching forward, a little aggressive here. He might be able to wall break that. There is 3 tanks over here, but he does have numbers. He has 3 of his own tanks, 1's a little injured, and 2 artillery. And a copter covers this other artillery over there, so he probably won't wall break this turn, but it's starting to get a little scary. You have to worry a bit with the 2 towers. Wall breaking is considerably easier. So, all of them positioning. No real big fights, just positioning so far. We're waiting for the big battle. No one's capturing the contested cities. Everyone's just chilling. Stops healing that for some reason. Well, we're seeing the copter sim. We got 3 copters on one side. Probably going to see 3 on this turn, although maybe a Neo tank this turn. The Olaf does have 1K income less, so he's going to capture that this turn. There's nothing that really can stop him. So everyone's just positioning. Now we see the rockets. Got the rockets in the pocket so we can lock it, and he can push him back. If he puts that rocket over here on this road, maybe position the city afterward, and he forces green back. Rockets are a huge investment, though. They don't come without costs. When you're dropping 15K, your opponent can be building, I don't know, 3 additional tanks to that 1 rocket, or 2 additional tanks at least, because a rocket's 15K, 2 tanks are 14K. So when you build a rocket, it's a big investment, and if you break through, they're incredibly vulnerable to tank fire, especially wall breaking with 2 towers. So I'm not sure about the rockets. Honestly, maybe it worked more sense as Eagle than Olaf. Olaf, you're looking to not stall, perhaps. You want to push through and use your Winter Fury early, so I'm not sure if rockets are entirely great. I don't think it's a terrible buy. If there is a map to choose rockets, rockets are semi-viable on this map, but just have to think about the opportunity cost every time you're building it. And look at all these anti-air. I love it. I love it from the Chinese player. He's got 3 anti-air. Although there's only 3 copters right now, you're going to expect more copters from Average Joe. He's Eagle. He's probably going to build 6 copters, 7 copters, 8 copters. It doesn't matter. So he's already getting ahead of the curve by having 3 available. Already getting into position. Everything is covered except for this like infantry over there. So you should be happy with how it's going so far. No one's pressing. Green is pushing a little bit over there on the weak side of blue, which caused a little bit of concern. He's got a little, his elastic band technique. He's not really bunched up in the center like blue is. He's got 1 tank here, 1 tank here, 1 tank here. They're all covering each other, but there's a little bit of vulnerability in the middle, whereas blue has a little more bunched up technique, a little more death ball. I call it a half death ball. Not really a full death ball, kind of a crescent moon. So for that reason, green has to back up because he's kind of spread thin across the lines. He's not dabbling per se, but he is opting to not force everything in one area. As Eagle, you typically do want to force everything in one area so you can have hit after hit after hit, boom, then they're weak, then you boom, then they're weak, then they're boom, then, instead of like one attack over here, then a separate attack over here, then a separate, no, you want to force everything in one area as a death ball for Eagle. It enables the strongest lightning strike, the most follow-up attacks, you can wall break the most. So I don't know, quite agree with the positioning so far from Average Joe. But, you know, it's not terrible. You should be happy with how the game's going so far. Interesting move over here by the Chinese player Olaf. He's trying to bait an attack on this, and he probably will get an attack on that. It's going to be copter to copter. It's going to give each of them a little bit of charge. So he's trying to start a chain of attacks to knock chess pieces off the board. As Olaf, you want to be knocking pieces off the board. You want to take off the queens. You want to take off the rooks. You want to take off the knights. You want it to be 20 units, 25 units. You don't want 30 units. You don't want 35 units. And we're at 35 right now. So Eagle's happy. Average Joe is ecstatic. But, yeah, I don't know about that. So we'll see. He's probably going to take the bait. I mean, it's not terrible bait. And the Average Joe is going in for the kill. He's going in for the kill right now. He senses weakness. He blocks off that area. Is he going to attack that infantry? Oh, he's trapping the copter. Look at that little tactic right there. He's trapping the copter. The only way he can get out is... Oh, he can't get out. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so that rocket will become in use. So he can do rocket attack here. Tank kills that. 1, 2, yeah. And then he can kill There's a way through it. Oh, nope, never mind. That's gone now. He can get the copter out, I see it. If he so chooses, there is a way out. So we'll see how he does it. Ooh, bad roll. Okay, well, I was going to opt. Rocket attacks there. Can this wrap around? I thought it could. Alright, never mind, there is no way out. R.I.P. Alright, Pizzle. It'd be dead. So nice little find there by Average Joe. Little tactical attack right there. He did the little flank over there, and the flank actually played off because Blue kind of had a minute to attack in the middle when Green kind of spread elastic thin, so he had everything spread out but covered. But instead of that, he allowed Green to just proliferate a little on the side, and then Green, pow, he came right in. He took the initiative. He smacked him right in the cheekbone. So far, Average Joe should be pretty happy. He's going to get that lab too. Like I said, labs don't really matter until you only have one left. Then it's essentially an HQ. And don't forget, this is 30-day limit. At the end of 30 days, labs count as cities. So if you have equal cities and one more lab, you win. It's city count and lab count. That's right. If you have equal income, the labs count. So a tiebreaker is those labs. So these labs, they're not nothing. They're actually pretty damn good. So, and also puts a lot more pressure. If Green has 3, Blue has 1, that's a lot of pressure on that remaining lab. There's 2 airports over here. The base is a little farther. These infantry have a beeline up there. It can get a little scary. So now Blue, he's forcing all his units over here. A little weird shit going on over there. I mean, that's gonna die, obviously. So let's see what happens over here. Slowly shifting over to his weak side. And he's capping this, the hubris on this guy. You're not gonna cap that. Come on, man, you ain't capping that. So that's a little interesting. Boonga. Captures that. Capture the lab now. Some people forget that the labs actually matter. Oh, and they do. So if you're capturing a lab, don't treat it like it's nothing. It's actually quite important in a long-term game like Olaf, Eagle maps. Oh yeah, you want those labs. So, kills the copter, Boonga. Unfortunately for Average Joe, he is not going to have enough for a superpower this turn. There is no way. He can kill off his infantry, kill off that infantry, sack a copter, but it's not going to be enough. He needs like 30,000 worth of damages, and he's not going to get 30,000. He probably could cough up 16,000, 17, 18,000, but not nearly enough. So let's see what he does. He's probably going to retreat a little bit. He doesn't capture the lab, dude. Capture that shit. Capture that shit. He's trying to avoid a Winter Fury, I suppose? Interesting. He's trying to, like, retreat his units enough to not allow a Winter Fury, but I think he's going to get a Winter Fury regardless. There you go. Yeah, that's enough. Wow, that's overkill if I've ever seen it. Boonga. Okay, so we're getting a few kills over here. Boom. 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 Only need about 4K left. Boom. Not quite. He's gonna get it. Super easy with these copter battles. Boom, yep, there you go. The retreat was not worth it. He got Winter Furied anyway. Should have captured the lab, man. Boom. Boom. See, look at these wall breaks. You wouldn't get this with just one tower. Boom on a 7 HP infi. Boom, bah. That's dead. Now Olaf. It's wintertime. He's loving life. He's headed for the slopes. He's gonna be skiing. He's gonna be snowboarding. He's gonna be waterboarding enemy troops. Snowboarding, waterboarding. Name a better duo than that. One of my favorite hobbies. Snowboarding, waterboarding, sandboarding. All of them are similar. Anyway. Looks like Blue is capitalizing because Blue is actually gonna get this property over here. Unless Green really tries to stop it. But that rocket is actually doing pretty good. I already got one shot off on the tank and it is zoning that property. Green, he is allowing, by moving this artillery over here, he is allowing Green to capture this, but it will take him 3 turns instead of 2 because all of his infantry are weak. So it's looking pretty good for the Olaf player right now. He's going to have an income advantage. Or, yeah, he'll have an income advantage. So, there, whoa. Really trying to overload over here. Oh, he's going for the super. He's going for the super. A question everyone likes to ask. If my opponent, God forbid, Olaf gets his superpower before Eagle, which he does 9 times out of 10, so it's not God forbid, do I use my superpower during the turn or the turn after? And there is no right answer. Sometimes it's time to use it during the turn, sometimes it's time to use it after the turn. It's 50-50 for me, honestly. During my game with Rocka, I used it during the snow turn, and it was not great, but it doesn't allow charge, because if you do save it up, then you're going to have charge afterward that you give Olaf, so you use your superpower, then Olaf's going to have nearly enough for another Winter Fury. I'd say 6 times out of 10, I hold it till after the snow. 4 times out of 10, I use it during the snow, I'd say, in general, though. So it's quite close, but it depends on the map, it depends on the matchup, it depends on if you're winning or losing or where your units are positioned. But so Average Joe is going to be using it. He uses his Lightning Strike. He actually has pretty decent units right now. Let's look at the kill death right before he actually uses his turn. So he has more deaths than kills, but mostly just infantry. He's got 8 deaths in infantry, but he's killed a lot more tanks. He's killed more copters, so he should be feeling pretty good about that. He's getting some good hits, though, here. He interrupted the cap in the middle. Gets the artillery kill. Breaking through. Boonga. Feeling pretty decent about that. I mean, that rocket's definitely going to get a kill in this team. Oh, no, he can move them both out, so that rocket actually won't get shit done. That copter's going to be suicided by that anti-air over there, but, you know, all things considered, Average Joe can be pretty happy with that turn for an Eagle superpower. He's got 38 units to 25 units. He's looking pretty decent. He's threatening to capture this, and Olaf is kind of out of position. He's got nothing over here on this weak side, or on the strong side, actually, over there. He's got no tanks, just a bunch of infantry, unsupported, without supply chain. He's got this rocket that's kind of preventing the middle, but now Average Joe's going for the side. He saw the rockets, and he's like, split, you know. He went over here, and he went over here, and so that's kind of a smart move. When you see a rocket, you don't want to allow it to get involved. You want to make it come to you. It's got 5 movement, it's got tires, so it moves slow as shit through plains and freaking forests for that matter. So make the rockets come to you. Don't let the rocket just sit there and be like, boom, and like get free hits off on you. Like, come on. Make him move that rockets, that fat, dumb rockets. They're slow. Make them work. Make them work. So now, Olaf, he's got the tech up advantage though. He's got this medium tank. He's allowing it to be hit over here, but Average Joe might retreat seeing what's going on. And it looks like he'll get this property as well. So Average Joe will actually have an income lead, which is kind of crazy. Considering that Winter Fury is quite strong. You kind of got him caught off guard. But right now, we're seeing a first anti over there. Is it enough, though? It looks like he's going to get that free property, because there is a tank over here he needs to be cognizant about. But he basically gives up that artillery for free. Oh, that wasn't for free. Killed it off an HP copter. But giving up an anti-air for an 8 HP copter is pretty much the same. I'd argue the anti-air is even better than the 8 HP copter, because you can build an 8 HP, or you can build a copter from an airport, whereas a base, which are fewer and far between, you can build other units. So you're giving up the opportunity cost of building, say, a tank or an infantry by building an anti-air, whereas a copter, you're not really giving up opportunity cost, you're just giving up some unis. Anyway, it looks like he's going to get this over here. Just out of range. It's not going to be enough. Even with the 2 towers, that's not enough. Even if he pops a power, that's not going to kill. If that was on a road, it would, but it's not. It's on a plane. So this copter is safe and sound. He is going to get that property. He got this property over here. So we're about to have an Eagle with a 4K income advantage, which is nutty. I don't think I'll be able to hold on to that, though. This is way too close to this death ball of units, but we'll see what Average Joe does. If I'm Average Joe, probably backing up over there. He's winning over here. Like I said in many videos before, Piston, you attack in one area, you pull back on the other. You don't attack all at once. You decide where you're going to attack. You don't punch with 2 hands. You fight, you know, one at a time. Boom, 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 boom. Like, he's doing the V technique, and he's kind of going back and forth. He attacked over here, then he attacked over here. So I'm assuming he's going to keep up this. He's going to capture this, then he's going to go back over here, and he's going to attack over here. It's just kind of, you know, it ebbs and flows. It's like a little sine wave, all right? Cosine wave, tangent wave, I don't know. Some sort of wave. I would have retreated that, though. It's not worth getting that hit off on that medium tank. I think he should have retreated that and healed it up. But Blue's going crazy over on the side there. He's going to recapture that in a matter of turns after that. This tank is dead, but the artillery will have to attack from the base, giving up the opportunity cost of building a unit in order to get that hit off. I'm assuming he'll still fire it, though. I mean, it's just 1 unit, so. But Green should be happy with how it's going so far, I'd say. He's behind on a lot of counts, but he's going to pull back ahead after this. He can heal up his units. Honestly, at 1 HP anti-air, facing Olaf is going to get another Winter Fury soon. I don't really know if it's worth healing that up. You're going to get the 3 HP, then it's going to go back to 1 HP in the end. You might as well just leave it there until he uses the Winter Fury, and then you can heal it, or just suicide it off something for extra charge. So I'm not really sure if it's really worth it to be healing up that unit. That's another thing Olaf, Hawk, Drake presents to you. You don't always want to heal units when you're facing them. Sometimes it's better to sack units, sometimes it's better to use them as blockers, sometimes it's better just to use them as charge, rather than heal them up, and then they get damaged again, then you gotta heal them up again. It's a big investment. Same versus Kindle. Sometimes you don't want to heal things up because then they're just going to get urban blighted and, you know, it's just a pain in the ass. And look, no one has captured either one of these properties so far. I mean, who gives a shit? Like, no one's getting anything. These are just both not going to gotten the whole game. It seems like nothing is going to be gotten in the middle over there. But Green's got a nice little income advantage, but he's behind on the unit value. So Olaf, what he has working for him is he has less units, more income, more unit value, less income. Average Joe, this is not sustainable over here, but maybe you can sustain this with an artillery over here. So this looks like this will be Average Joe's property for a decent period of time. Even though it's on the weak side, he's got a lot of units over here. This rocket is completely out of position. It's a lot of investment. The medium tank's out of position. So he looks like he's going to be holding on to this property for a very long time, but this over here is probably going to be taken. So these two are probably going to be taken. So it's give and take. It's give and take. So let's see what happens. So, healing up his units, like I said, well, I guess it's 3 HP, so maybe it makes more sense. But yeah, Blue's gonna get he's gonna get a 2 property swing over here. Look at the rockets going. I'm coming. I'm coming. That's what you want to make it do. You want to make that stupid little rockets like, I'm over here. I'm over here. Got one shot off from the tank over there. After that tank, though, he's just back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth. Oh, did I go too far? But yeah. So now it's Green's turn. Granted, I guess I skipped a little bit, but you guys, you know, like I said before, he's going to capture those 2 properties, scotch-free. Those are both going to be Blues. Average Joe right now is a 6k income advantage. It's not sustainable. He'll have a 2k income advantage, which is still phenomenal for an Eagle player, to be perfectly honest. So you should be happy how this game is going so far. He probably wants to hold off, not get too aggressive. I like this little fortress idea over here. It will die to 2 units, and then that tank will also get killed. This is 2 towers, so there's guaranteed 2 hit KOs with 2 full HP tanks. It is a guaranteed kill on that. If there was 1 tower, oh man, that'd be beautiful. But like I said, wall breaking is a lot easier with 2 towers. You get the guaranteed 2 tanks attacking a tank on a city KO, 2 infantry attacking an infantry on a city KO, guaranteed. These things matter. You get the anti-air killing off infantry in forests, guaranteed, I believe. There's a whole bunch of guarantees you need to worry about. So that extra comm tower comes a long way. It makes Olaf a little bit more viable than normally would be. Normally, Eagle would be the runaway candidate for this map, to be perfectly honest. But that extra tower, it allows the wall breaking. So let's see if it comes into play. So, building an extra anti over here. There's honestly just 1 copter over here. I don't know if the anti-air right now is needed. But I guess he's a prophylactic anti-air. He's predicting he's going to build another copter and so have it. But honestly, I probably would invest in a heavy tank. He's got 1 medium tank over here. Why not build your own medium tank over there? You probably have to base skip, or not base skip, but infantry there, medium tank right there. That might have been a little bit more of a play. Really flex that income advantage. You got 18k to 20k, maybe save up a little bit. You combine 2 tanks. You combine this tank and this tank over here to build a Neo tank. Honestly, I would love that. How are you going to kill a Neo tank? He's going to force a bomber, and it's hard. When you have the income advantage, it behooves you to tech up your units, to make your opponent have to tech up with you, because it's more difficult for them to tech up than for you to tech up. It's going to cause them to have to base skip, cut infantry production, etc. Whereas for you, you're perfectly fine. The rocket is moving forward. Now there seems to be a central push. Blue split up earlier, green split up earlier, but now blue is all out in the middle. Green is dabbling over here, green is dabbling over here. Blue is going all out in the middle. He's got rockets, he's got artillery, he's got anti-air, he's got tanks, he's got everything. So what's green's play right now? He is slowly pushing over there. He's kind of cut off. He can't really go in the middle, so I like blue's positioning here. He has all the momentum. He's going to get the first superpower, so he's going to do 2 damage of HP to the entire map and snow. You can't cross through here. You have to go the long, shitty route. You're not going over the river through the woods to grandmother's house if you go. No, you're taking the long shit road. You're driving through Baltimore. You're driving through New Jersey. You're driving through some other shitty place. There's crack dens galore. There's, you know, panhandlers. You don't want to go that way. You want to go the nice way. Oh, is that a strip mall? Oh, is that a Costco? Oh, a gas station? Oh, what great deals. No, you're passing the crack den. You're getting sexually assaulted, you're getting physically assaulted. So it's a tricky position to be in. Blue is effectively Moses right here. He's like, get the shit out of my way, bitch. And he's parting the waters. He's parting Eagle's forces. Very effective. I like it. It's the wedge technique. The rocket is the head of the wedge. It is the triangle of the wedge. It is pushing in and forcing everything out. It's pretty beautiful to see, actually. It's a nice, strong tactic. When you see this elastic band technique, where it's not completely dabbling, you push in the middle, you cut off the forces, so they have to come into pincer strike, and it's harder to coordinate pincer strikes than people think. Usually, the strong side is not completely immobile. It's not just like, oh, I'm in the middle, and you go boom, boom, attack, attack. The strong side can go first and just wipe out one side or wipe out the other side. Usually you're going to have the momentum as the strong side, especially as Olaf. You have the superpower first. You choose where to go. I'm going to go left and destroy. I'm going to go right and destroy. It's not going to be the green player going, ooh, one attack here. Ooh, what no. So I'm liking Blue's positioning right here. I said a lot of words, but you'll see it in play, I believe. So green has to pull back a bit. He's slowly going to the middle. He's trying to consolidate a bit. He senses that things aren't going too great. Now, if Olaf uses a superpower, I'm not sure if that's a guaranteed one-hit KO. I'm not entirely sure. Uses a superpower, it's 8 HP. I'm not entirely sure, but he needs to be worried about those calculations. And Blue's going in. He's got the rockets in his pocket. He's going to capture that property. Nothing's going to stop that. So he's going to get that property. Doesn't go for that. I kind of like that. It's all about long term. He's not getting greedy like, oh, I'm going to get that. Oh. No, he's positioning. He's getting his infantry ready. They're protecting that artillery. They're protecting the rockets. He's not getting greedy with the captures. He's not getting greedy capturing this over here. Yeah, he has a lot of units in the area, but he's not getting greedy. This is a well-disciplined Olaf. Meanwhile, Mr. Average Joe, he is attacking on the side. He senses weakness in the side, and there is weakness. There's a medium tank. There's an artillery. If I'm the artillery, yeah, I'll get a shot off, but I'm probably running the cluck away from them. You know what I mean? Like, look at all these units. However, Olaf does have the Winter Fury coming, and green has to back off. That's his patience. That's his. There's no artillery even guarding the comm tower, much less that over there. Look, blue has got the wedge going on, but the thing about the wedge, it's tempting to overextend. You get all of these in the middle. But if you're attacking over here, you are really overstaying. You're in one turn of this base over here, 2 turns of this base, 2 turns of the airport. God knows how many turns, 3, 4 turns from these bases over here, 5, 6 turns from the airport. So, when you have the wedge, it can be very effective. But with great power, it becomes great responsibility. So you need to watch out for that. Let's see if he has any awareness of how... Let's see how trigger happy he is. So he's getting pretty deep in there. He actually has a base lock with this rocket. So this rocket earlier, I was making fun of it. It was like, oh, where do I go? Over here, over here. Now that rockets isn't playing around now. That rockets is pissed. He's like, man, I got 17 fuel, but I ain't dead yet. I'm gonna fire some shit, bitch. So, and he's not blocking. A lot of people would be tempted to block with a tank or something in front of the infantry. Like, guaranteed, like, tank here, protect. Don't overvalue the comm towers. They're important, sure, but if you go in and attack that, you're gonna get schlacked anyway, so... And then it's probably not going to die either, so then you just join cap next turn. There's no rush in getting that property. There's no rush blocking off with a tank right here. He can allow something to interrupt, but it's going to get killed, you know what I mean? Like, it's not all about the captures, and if you attack into that, a Winter Fury is coming. Luckily for Mr. Iggy over on the other side, though, he has 37 units, soon to be around 40-ish. So, counterplay is there. So Average Joe, he's starting to sweat a little bit. He sees this huge-ass wedge over here. He's about to get a wedgie. So we better watch out. Now let's look at the count over here. We got 9 tanks, 5 artillery, 3 anti-air, 4 copters. And we got 8 tanks. So, believe it or not, Eagle actually has a tank advantage. And Olaf has less artillery, less tanks, more anti-air, less copters. And he's got more infantry, but who gives a shit too much about 16, 18. More mechs, which is kind of random, but he's got the medium tank tech up, he's got the medium tank tech up, and he's got the rocket tech up. So different measures of how this game is going for each player so far. So far, Average Joe has generally generated more funds. He's had more properties for the majority of the game. And it looks like he's going hard over here. It looks like he's going to trap that medium tank. Ooh, I like this little trap going on over here. And this mech's on the weak side. Oh my goodness. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Don't build mechs on the weak side. That was not a very good song, but don't build mechs on your weak side, damn it, okay? Just don't. They're not great. They're not going to save you. So that medium tank's dead. Unless he gets a high roll and kills that. Actually, is that a high roll? I don't know. But if he doesn't kill that tank there, boom, 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 boom. That thing be dead. We're getting to day 22. Remember I said day 30. Imagine if Green got that lab earlier. Just saying. These things matter. We're getting to the property count portion of the game. However, yeah, Blue is threatening a lot of properties right now. But Green is threatening HQ cap right now. This is scary. And he's threatening airport lock right now. Believe it or not, he's locking the airport. He's got a backup anti over here as well. He's got a copter over here. I'd pull back if I'm Green here because you do not want to allow a Winter Fury at this point. You want to just go in, capture both. He can capture that. He can capture both properties, both labs in like one turn, or 2 turns rather. So this is getting really intense right now. And we're getting near lightning strikes territory as well. This is getting extremely sharp. Every move carries a considerable amount of weight. Day 22, every move matters. This is where champions are made and noobs are crushed. So let's see what he does. Honestly, probably interrupt that cap and then just let it happen next turn. Sack an infantry to allow that one last turn before the lightning strike. Not even doing that. Just allowing the comm tower cap. So now, Olaf Santa over here. 3 comm towers. That's scary. That's scary for wall breaking. Now tanks and shit. That's gonna kill now. That's gonna... And he builds a stealth. That's right, we got a stealthy over here. Remember, even if you're wealthy, you don't build a stealthy, but desperate times come for desperate measures, alright? He's got 4 units over here. If he gets a copter, it's gonna get kaplowed. If he builds a bomber, it's gonna get kaplowed. It's very, very delicate over here, so he has to be very careful about what he does. Luckily for him, he has the Winter Fury up his pocket, so he will be able to delay the cap's 1 additional turn with a 2 HP of damage. But now Blue is shifting all his units to the west. It's getting crazy over here. Olaf. And he's pulling back a bit. He doesn't want to allow the charge for Winter Fury. So he's pulling back. Is he even going to cap anything? I think he just wanted to get him a stealth, and then he's just going to dip. So interesting maneuver. Now Olaf does have the income lead, but Average Joe has nearly 200,000 worth of units. And he's got 42 units. The cap is 50. We're getting to day 23. However, at a certain point, day 26, 27, you stop giving a shit about anything but infantry because all that matters is the unit captures. So we'll see what happens here. My hair is going crazy because I'm stressing. This game is stressful. This game is intense. We're in a hot fight right here. Blue will not be able to interrupt that. So let's see what happens here. We're going to see a Winter Fury. You need a Winter Fury, and there goes the Stealthy. There goes the Stealthy. Builds an APC for some reason. Oh, of course. Stealthy is, as you well know, they suck up a lot of fuel. 5 a turn. I think 8 when they're hidden. This fighter's going to murder it like nothing. But, the rockets is back in the middle. Nice little pocket right here. The rocket pocket. Pocket rocket. Ready to cock it. So... Now he's going back. That was a little faint over here, but he saw Green back up, so he's like, all right, well, there's no point going over there if he's going to back up. So, I don't know. It was a little wimpy over here, but I guess he really wanted to avoid a Winter Fury. That's my only rational thinking of why he would do such a thing. So, now we're back to equal. Equal, except Blue would win at this point because he has an extra comm tower, and he's threatening to take this as well. So, Average Joe cannot afford for the status quo to continue. He needs to get a lab, he needs to get a comm tower, he needs to get something in order to tie up the game once more. And this is not a good infantry wall because he's got 3 comm towers. He's about to have a Winter Fury. Shit's gonna get real really soon if he's not careful. And now the wedge, he's starting to make a crescent moon to address the wedge. He's like, okay, I'm ready for the wedgie. I'm ready for the wedgie. He's building mass tanks, mass artillery. He's ready for a huge superpower. However, Winter Fury's coming first. He now has got a 2k income advantage. Olaf's first income advantage of the entire game. And we're at day 24. 6 days from the end of the game. Or theoretically, if the game goes on that long. So, there's Winter Fury. Let's see how much damage it does. 200,000. Boom! Damn, son, you see that? 40,000 worth of damage. Damn! And now the massacre will begin. Boom. That's the kill for sure. What? 3 comm towers? That's got to be a bad roll or something. Damn, I thought that'd be guaranteed. Damn! We got a little lucky there because there was a follow-up attack coming. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there wasn't a follow-up attack. It would have been cool though. It would have been really cool. Guys, it would have been really cool, I swear. And now the stealthy, he's, God knows where he's at. I see him, but during the game you have no idea where these stealthies are. But Average Joe, he's like, that did a lot of damage. 150,000 to 220,000. I'm behind 70 whole thousand. He's got the income advantage. He's got more troops. He's got more units. He's got more troops, more units, but he's got more troops, more income, and more unit value. He's got all 3. He's got the triple crown. So what does Green's play? He's going back to the side. He's back and forth. He's dipping back and forth. He's got the power. He's trying to figure something out. He's getting a little desperate. He has a superpower coming up, though. Blue is going for the jugular over here. Blue has got the base lock. It's not looking good for Eagle. Not looking good at all. What do you do in this part? How do you survive? He's got a mega tank over here. He's flexing. Olaf, oh, we won it. We got the income advantage. They got the base. These guys can capture these labs in a couple turns. Everything's fine. Everything's dandy. Average Joe, though, is like, hell no, Binst. Hell no, I ain't dead. I ain't dead. I ain't dead. You see that? He combined a couple units there. Got 23,000. What's he combining the units for? Let's see. Stealthy. So this stealth over here, how are you gonna kill it when you're airport locked? Oh. Yeah, he's behind a lot, right? But a lot of the unit's value is in this little shit over here. And that's about to get trapped. And here comes a lightning storm. So Average Joe, he's not dead yet. He's blocking that. All he needs to... I would have blocked that one personally. But he's blocking one. He kills off... Oh, he doesn't quite kill the stealthy. Got a little unlucky there. But he trapped the mega tank. He's trapping all the units. He's got the APC to transport to get over there. However, by waiting the extra turn, he has allowed Olaf the extra Winter Fury. So he is very close. He's got 2 of these units over here to capture that, and then 1 turn later he can start capturing that. He can't even build a stealthy now because you know why? Boonga. That's right there. Boonga. That's right there. So there's nothing. There's 3 measly units, and this is trapped. This is trapped. These are both little shit stands over here. Blue is caught with his pants down over there. It's like, oh shit, oh, my rockets, my low fuel rockets. None of this matters. None of that matters. If you get both of these labs, you can have as much income as you want. Day 26. Oh, time is ticking. The mega tank tries something. He's capturing what he can. He's moving all his units to the west. It's like, stop. No, stop it. Don't do that. He's getting his units ready. And boom! Well, there goes that. Now, how are you going to capture that? And what was that? Is that what I thought it was? A unit deletion. Now, the only time you get a unit deletion is when you want to prevent an enemy superpower. So, and that is precisely what we're going to see. Boom. 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 One capturing here. One capturing there. That's not going to reach. That's not going to reach. But the tank there? I don't think blue's going to have enough charge. I don't think he's going to have enough charge. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why'd you build a bomber, dude? That might allow the charge. Oh boy. Is that bomber going to allow the charge? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Average Joe. He's sacking all his units. He wants to get a lightning strike. You know why he needs a lightning strike? Because that little shit, how can you interrupt that? How can you interrupt that? So he's sacking everything he can. Sacking copters, tanks, anything possible. Sacking God knows what. Everything. Just sack enough for a superpower. Anything. Please. Superpower. Anything. 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 And he is only 3,000 short. Because then he would have been able to do this and this. And he would have won? Or no, I can't say he would have won. Guaranteed. But he resigns. 3K missing. Would have interrupted that. Captured. I don't know. I mean, that would have been stopped one extra turn, but like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That wouldn't reach. This copter might be able to reach, but it would need 2 HP. All it would need is 2. This tank might the APC would be a blocker. It would be so close down to the wire. But he couldn't get that extra charge. Well played by both players. Average Joe, I would have given up way earlier, but he had the cojones. He had the balls on this guy to keep going. Behind, look at all these measures. I mean, he sacked half his army to get the charge, but still, very impressive play from both players. Really demonstrated the power of the wedge, because Green got wedgied. Everything was going fine and dandy. Green was winning over here, he's winning over here, and then the wedge. Green was like, oh yeah, okay, I'll just go over here. Yeah, no big deal, I'll go over here. Then the wedge came in, and he's like, oh shit, now I can't go through here. Now I gotta go through Camp New Jersey or whatever the hell it's called. And then his units never were able to rejoin again. All of these units over here, for better or worse, mostly for better. Green's units never were able to kiss again. These tanks were lovers in one life. They wanted to kiss each other right on the lips, but unfortunately, didn't quite work out like that. Anyway, well played by both players. Chinese player Olaf moves on to the next round. We'll be playing Operation Mech Storm, I believe. Or no, Go 7? I don't know. I think Operation Mech Storm, though. Oof, crazy game. Well, I hope you guys are entertained. Hope you guys learned something about the wedge technique. Hope you guys learned something about deleting units to prevent a power. Learned something about labs and managing them, because the thing is, yeah, he would have captured that eventually, maybe, but then he'd also get this, and all that matters, you have one lab at the end. Then you're fine. Doesn't matter anything else. Your opponent can have 3, your opponent can have 2, doesn't matter. As long as you have 1, you're alive. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Burl.